Hello guys, welcome to AU for Night Story with Humphrey, and I'm still your host, Rare, and we have a very special guest in our midst today. So please, can you introduce yourself to us?
Okay, simply my name is CC Wood.
Sisimo Budo.
Yeah, that's my name.
That's your name.
Yeah.
Okay, so sir, what is your participation, or who are you to Funai as a whole school?
I am myself to the school, but for the virtue of let me say, the constitution, I am the chief judge of SUG High Court.
Chief Judge is an honor, sir. Is an honor. Is an honor.
Thank you.
Welcome you to AU for Night Story. Today you are going to be our special guest, and we have a few questions to ask you about the in and out of the institution, FUNAI as a whole.
Okay.
So our first question is, can you tell us a bit about your background and how you become the chief judge of SUG?
The journey to the judicial arm of government in this just concluded election is something I would say it happened. It's the will of God because there was issues but then here we are. Now, I don't want to go into detail what actually played out before, during, and even after the election. But to the glory of God, I am the chief judge now.
So you don't want to tell us the details. We want to find out in details because most students are curious. So just, even if you do not tell us the whole story, the whole story,
Okay.
just brief through. You understand? Just give us hot gist. Yeah, something that happened. We want to hear you.
The gist. Okay. When the sale of form started, I actually wanted to go for the Senate House. That was the plan. I already got the form. But when the faculty leaders met, they said I should go for the judiciary. So, considering the fact that, according to them, we needed a strong person to head the judicial arm. And as a law student, I think, and I know it is the duty of a law student to lead the judiciary. Because I don't really understand what an ordinary person will be doing as a chief judge of an institution. So, after we bought the form, the screenings, people from other departments and faculties started saying that they also wanted to become the chief judge. I had 3 contenders with myself, that is 4 persons, who actually wanted to be the chief judge. But then, to the glory of God, the in-house election was conducted. And then on that day of the in-house election, that was 16th October, day of inauguration, I think most of them had to, maybe they went for advice or something. But when we came for the inauguration, 3 of them came to me saying that they would not continue to contest the office of chief judge. I said, okay, it's fine, because I already resorted that we'll go to the election, whatever plays out, we'll take it. But that is not how actually it is done in other institutions. It's one of the things they fought, I'm sorry to say it, of the SUG constitution. In other institutions, it is never heard, even in secular politics, never heard as somebody, a doctor is the chief judge, or even a lawyer. You can't even represent somebody in the court of law if you don't read law. But here, I see that we're still growing, and it is something with time we'll get to perfect it. In all, we are here. Thank you.
Like, congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
I wanted to say something, but let's leave it. Let it slide.
It's all right.
So, what inspired you to go for the position?
Thank you. The past administration, I'm so much interested in judicial arm because that is my field. They really actually tried, I must say, I commend the Algon chief judge. He really did well in his office. But because of the setting, I'll call it the setting of the school. Many things were not done accordingly. You talk about student rights, protection, and deep interpretation of the constitutions, because the judiciary is there to interpret the wordings of the constitution. So you discover that some of these things were not actually met how it should be. Most of the cases we had then were settled under a setting committee they call the Peace and Conflict Resolution, which was not actually how it should be done when we have the judiciary running. So when the idea to pick form for judiciary came in, I had to sit down and say to myself that if this is going to work out, it is time to reformation of the judiciary, of SUG judiciary. This is the second assembly for the judiciary and the seventh assembly for the university. So, me personally, as the chief judge, even before the screening, I already mapped out what I will do to make sure that at the end of my tenure, that at least half or 70% of the students will say yes, the judiciary of AE is working well. So the idea and then the main reason why picking the form is all to reform and bring life. Let me use the term, bring life to the SUG judiciary. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, can you walk us through the judiciary process within the SUG? How you will handle disputes and complaints from the students and other elected in the institution?
Just like I said earlier, the main purpose of the judicial court or the judiciary is to protect the students' rights of the students. So if a student feels, well, it is not only something we don't get is that most of us think that it is only when your right is being trampled upon that you can go to court. No, when you feel that your right is to be, you understand? So when a student feels like this action that is going to happen is going to tumble my right, the person has the liberty to come to the court. We have the registrar of the court, have the assistant. Subsequently, the appointment list will also come out. You have the court clerk and the rest. Then the process is very simple. A student who feels that his right is likely or has been trampled upon or infringed upon as they normally use, you meet every faculty in this school has a judiciary rep, which are judges, automatically judges. So what you do is that you go to the judiciary rep in your faculty and register your complaint. What happened? Now, in some cases, it depends on the gravity of cases. In some trivial cases, you register it to him, then he report to the registrar. My own thing is for registrar to tell me that there is a court session. Then I will come with other judges. You call up the case, then by then invitation must have been made to the other party. Then which, if they are in court, you give your side of the story, you give the side of the story. Then the court will decide. Then if it is in more grievous, because there's levels of offenses.
Yeah.
In some cases, especially electoral offenses, faculty election is coming up soon.
Yes.
In electoral offenses or stories of malpractices in the election, it requires a more strong process, if I use that term, which goes like the person who feels that something wrong has been done during the election, picking a lawyer. If you come to the law faculty, there are students who have been called to bar in the law faculty. So you pick a lawyer. This lawyer will now file a petition. We call it electoral petition, election petition. Then to the court. Then we take it from there.
Wow.
Thank you.
So you're trying to say that if I have issues with my fellow students or a senior colleague or any of this, I can actually go to my faculty and pick a judge, and it will be presented to you guys, and you guys will do justice to it.
Just to get it clear, yeah, if you have issue with a student, an individual student, your roommate or your senior, any student at all, it depends, as I've said earlier.
Yes, if it's a strong case.
Yes. Something like theft, phone, all this, let me say petty, yes, all these things. Now, it might not really require coming to law faculty to pick a lawyer. What it requires is your evidence and then witnesses, and then meeting the faculty rep of the judiciary in all the faculties. In your faculty now, there is a faculty rep representing your faculty in the judiciary arm of the government. So you go through him. It is his duty to bring it to the court. What the court will do is now we look into it and then invite you and the party you think must have done wrong to you.
Okay.
Now they will come to court and then we take it from there.
Okay. So one important question.
Okay.
In all these processes, we are students.
Yeah.
Is money involved?
Thank you very much. Normally, in the real how it is done in every place, there are cases you file case with money.
Okay.
Yes, but it is as minimal as in law faculty you file case with 200 naira.
Wow.
But law faculty, I would say, is not like any other faculty, because in law faculty, only your dressing will take you to court. You understand? That your shoe has design alone will take you to the court.
Wow.
So in such cases, if school is about resuming actually, in next 2 months now, you see case files coming up, suits against people, or because of actions. So, but bring it to the student community. Not every student understands the real process of all these things. So what we do is that in some of these cases where you don't require a lawyer, what you do is bring the case, bring the matter. Now, at the end, if we discover that the person who the suit was against, like your opponent or the other side or the other party, as is called, is guilty as charged or is liable, because you have criminal and civil offenses. Now, in each case, if the person, in case of theft, the person is found guilty, the person will be required to return what is stolen or pay the equivalent. That's for the accessory. Now, for the stress, you have to pay.
Okay.
So, but you are now initiating or instituting a case or filing a suit for that tribal issues, and as a person from other faculties, does not really require you paying money for your case to be heard in the court. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So how will you ensure fairness and impartialities in your judgments?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think this has been the topic of everybody. The judiciary. People keep on finding a way to say that the judiciary is this and that. Now, fairness and equity. Fairness, justice, and equity are the 3 words which I've taken upon myself to make sure it is upheld in this administration. And how to do it is very simple. The SUG Constitution is there, is the ground law. Every action should be done according to the Constitution. So my duty is to bring a section of the Constitution and interpret it as it is. To make sure that fairness is achieved or justice is to do things how it should be done. You understand?
Yes.
The Constitution is the ground norm, as I said earlier. It is the bedrock. It calls out what should be done and what should not be done. So we work according to the provisions of the Constitution. Thank you.
Okay. So what is the biggest challenge you feel or you think that the SUJ is facing, and how do you plan to address them?
This question actually is, I will answer to an extent because there are things which we're not required to say. You understand? There are things which, as a member, there is a slogan that judges are heard, not seen. You understand? So some of this question, but coming to your question,
Mm-hmm.
the SUG of AIFNI, it has a long way to go. Yes. But the truth is, we'll be doing well. I must commend the past administrations. They have been doing wonderfully well. And the current SUG, they are, I don't know, this is going to be the best ever. So I have a strong faith. I have a strong faith that there will be no issue. There will not be issue at all that will require me to give my input as like problems in SUG, not students community. You understand? SUG talks about the officials of the students. Now we talk about the executive, the legislature, and then the judiciary. Right? The constitution provides for all the powers of the executives, the powers of the legislators, and the likes. So if everybody would work accordingly with the provision of the constitution, we will not be having issues.
So you're telling us that if any of the SUG executive or senate
Okay?
did something wrong, or if they didn't do their work well, you will call them to order.
It's very simple. It's very simple. There are jurisdictions. I cannot leave my office to work in another person's office.
Okay.
Now,
but if the case is reported to you,
thank you very much.
You will judge in fairness and
exactly. Without favoritism or whatever. Yes, it's in the oath. They say that a personal interest should not override the general interest.
Okay. So what is your advice for students of AU9 and the new students?
Oh, the advice is very simple. I'll talk from my old field. Yes. You are less a human being when you don't know your rights. I would say that every student of AU9 should have a copy of the Constitution. But that is where you get your power and your right from. If you don't know your right, you don't have it. That is it. Now, there are things which have been going wrongly, but because the students don't even know that it is against the Constitution, they cannot say anything. So my advice is that students should make way to know their rights. And how to know their rights is getting the Constitution, study them, ask questions. There are persons who study law here. You cannot deny the fact. The truth is that maybe, or it appears, they know the law more than most students. Talk with these persons. Outside the Constitution, there are what we call human rights. The rights which are embodied in every human being has this right. Doesn't even matter if you know it or not. You have the right.
Yes.
So some of these things, when you feel like it's likely, as I said earlier, that some of these rights are to be trampled upon, or somebody tells you that this is your right to, and you say, yes, this is my right, bring it up. Most of the students die in silence. Most of them, they keep on grumbling at home. But bringing it up to see, okay, it is a different thing that your right was infringed upon, you brought it up and nothing was done, than not even bringing it up because you feel like they will not do anything. So my advice is know your right as a student. And when you feel that this right is likely or has been trampled upon, bring it up to the court for redress. Thank you.
Okay, so one more important question. How do we, the students, get the Constitution book?
It's everywhere. We have the soft copy. we have the hard copy. But for the sake of easy access, the soft copy is the best. There are students WhatsApp platforms. As it requires, we will post it again this evening because of this very interview. I'll post it this evening. I will tell the registrar of the court to post it again.
Okay.
So that students who wishes, because it's not about wish and then well, who wishes, who can get access of it. You have it in your phone. In any case, you can go back to this constitution and check if things have been. It doesn't stop from your personal right, general right of the student. There are some actions which an official of the SUG will do that you as a student, we say no, this is not how it should be done.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So, and you cannot do it if you don't know that this is how it should be done. That is the importance of knowing your right and then having a constitution.
Okay, so please, I have a request to make. The soft copy should pass to the director of information because that is an easy asset for most students to get it.
Okay, okay.
So
I think she has it because
okay.
every SUG official should have a piece of SUG constitution.
Okay, thank you, sir. So at the ending of by the ending of today,
Okay.
we should be getting a soft copy of the constitutional book.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be drawing our curtain here. Thank you very much for having us, and thank you for being present in AU for Night TORI with Humphrey. It's been a wonderful experience with you, and we'd love to meet you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you.